Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever noticed how some places just feel good to be in? Like a certain park path or a quiet side street. It turns out our environment is constantly and subtly shaping how we feel. But what if we could actually design our spaces to make us feel better on purpose? That is the incredible idea we are diving into today.
I mean, just think about that for a second. What if the very ground you're walking on wasn't just about getting you from point A to B, but was actively designed to make your journey calmer, more focused, and way less stressful? It sounds like science fiction, but it's not.
So, what do we call this? The concept is a rhythmic urban path. I love this description, a neural promenade. It's this beautiful mix of urban design, psychology, and some really clever technology, all working together to create a walk that's actually in tune with your brain. Okay, so how on earth do you design a path for the brain? Well, first, you need a way to measure what the brain is doing, specifically how it's paying attention. And that brings us to the key metric that makes this whole thing possible. It's something called your spark rate. Let's start small with a spark. What is it? It's a tiny, totally subconscious reset of your attention. It only lasts about 100 to 300 milliseconds. Think of it like your brain's camera refocusing for a split second, or a cursor blinking, just updating its map of everything around you. You don't even know what's happening.
Right, so if you measure how often those sparks are happening, you get your spark rate. It's literally the rhythm of your attention. And what's so brilliant here is that this can be estimated, totally anonymously, just by using the motion sensors that are already inside your phone or your smartphone.
Now you might think, okay, so a higher spark rate is better, right? More attention. But actually, no. It's all about balance. If the rate is too low, you're bored, your mind wanders. If it's too high, like on a chaotic, super noisy street, you get stressed out and tired. The goal of this path is to keep you in that perfect Goldilocks zone, right in the middle, a state of calm, easy focus. So we have this data about attention, but how do you turn that into a physical sidewalk? I mean, into actual concrete and patterns on the ground? Well, that is all in the design. This is where the theory gets real. The path uses these really specific shapes or motifs to kind of nudge your experience. You've got the Mobius promenade, which has this gentle twist in it to subtly reset where you are. Then there are these little figure-8 loops, like an infinity symbol, that are designed to help stabilize your gaze. And finally, you see labyrinth and spiral patterns woven in to break up those long, boring straightaways.
Let's just geek out for a second on that figure 8 node, because it's a really key piece. It's a small inlay, and they pop up about every 40 meters to give you this short, rhythmic little loop. And the detail is just amazing. It even has a tiny 5mm raised bead with a micro spiral texture, just enough to give your feet some tactile feedback without you even consciously noticing it. But here's where it gets really interesting. The path isn't just a static, unchanging design. Nope, it's a smart, responsive system. This is where something called the auto throttle comes in, and it allows the path to actually adapt to the people on it in real time. The way it works is this really elegant feedback loop. First, it senses the collective anonymous spark rate of everybody walking on it. Then, it analyzes that data to see if people are, on average, getting overloaded or getting bored. And finally, it responds by making these tiny, subtle changes to the environment to nudge everyone's attention back to that optimal zone. It's like a thermostat, but for the vibe of a place. So what does it actually do? Well, it has two main modes. If people are getting overloaded, if that spark rate is just too high, it goes into soothe mode. Maybe that means dimming some lights or activating quiet little areas. But if people are bored, if the rate is too low, it switches over to focus mode and might introduce some gentle light patterns or other small cues to re-engage your senses. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Sensors in public spaces? What about privacy? And that is a huge deal. This system was designed from the absolute ground up to protect it. All the processing happens right there, locally. No raw video, no personal information is ever stored. It's only using high-level, completely anonymous data about the collective rhythm of the crowd. Okay, so far we've been talking about a sidewalk. A very, very cool sidewalk, but a sidewalk nonetheless. But what if you could take these exact same principles of designing for human rhythm and apply them on a totally different scale, like a much, much bigger one? And here it is. This is the wow moment. The pilot project for this path on Earth is about 30 meters long. But the long-term vision, using the very same design ideas, is a 314-meter spinning space habitat. I mean, that is a breathtaking leap, right? Taking the idea of a neural promenade from a city street to a colony in orbit.
This M-helix habitat, it's a speculative idea, but it's been really deeply thought through. It's basically a giant Mobius ring that spins to create about 1/3 of Earth's gravity. And that continuous looping surface provides an endless infinity walk to help keep astronauts healthy on really long missions. It even has life support built into its core and is designed to be flat-packed for launch. And here is the single most staggering part. The estimated structural weight for this entire 314-meter habitat is less than 12 tons. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that is less than a single city bus weighs. That incredibly low number is what makes this whole futuristic vision suddenly feel, well, tangible. It's grounded in real engineering. And that really brings us to the big idea here. From a little textured loop on a sidewalk all the way to a spinning colony in space, the core concept is exactly the same, designing our world to be in sync with us. And it leaves us with this really fascinating question to think about. If our sidewalks can listen to our collective rhythm and respond, what else in our world should be listening? How else can we design our cities, our offices, our homes to actively support our well-being? That's definitely something to chew on during your next walk.